Hey guys, and welcome back to day 10 of the Strikeback-video-a-thon. I'm not doing today's actual topic because it's the end of January and I need to do this video anyways, and I kind of decided I didn't want to do today's topics. I've kind of already done a video like it. So yeah, today I'm bringing you my January wrap-up, and I cannot stand this glare on my glasses, so we're gonna do this blind. I only read 2 books in January, and yeah, but you know, school started back up this month, and like there's a lot of coursework and a lot of reading for my classes, so I don't have a lot of time for personal pleasure reading. And so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the 2 books I've read. So the first book I finished was Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, Book 3, The Ship of the Dead. This is the final book in the Magnus Chase trilogy. I don't do well without being able to see. This book I freaking loved. I've also started tabbing my pages. Like, look at me go. Like, the end of last year I started actually annotating my books, which I'm so glad I do. Like, it just gives me a more personal feel to the books, like having like my thoughts and stuff put in there along with like while I'm reading, and that way if I ever go back and reread my books, I can see what I thought at that point and add more notes later on and see like what I think a second time around or whatever. Loved this book so freaking much. It was great, although I have to say I didn't quite like the ending. It didn't give me what I wanted. I have a whole book talk over this where I just like let all my feels out and like what I think. This book was amazing. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And I really hope we see more of Magnus in some of Reardon's other books. And the second book I finished this month was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This beautiful 10th anniversary edition, like gold pages. How can you not? This book is actually a reread. I read a majority of the Mortal Instruments series when I was in early high school. Loved them, loved all the characters, loved the adventure. Have to say, going back and rereading this, didn't love it as much as I originally did, and I think that's because I've grown up and like see some issues with the characters that, you know, 14-year-old me loved. I only moved the rating down from a 5 to a 4 out of 5 stars. Still really enjoyed it. I love getting to see all the characters and move back in. I have to say, like, originally when I read this series, I really hated Simon throughout like the first 3 books, and I found him so irritating, and I was like, why don't you just kill him off already, because I can't deal. And now that like I kind of grew an attachment to Simon in City of Lost Souls and City of Fallen Angels, I like him now, and it's just so great seeing him like back in this, and I was like, why did I ever hate Simon? He's so adorable. As I've mentioned already in like a crap ton of these Strikeback-a-thon videos, and pretty much most of my videos from like the beginning of this year and like maybe some in December, I started this tradition last year, and I started rereading series that I loved that I have slowly fallen behind on. So like last year I reread Percy Jackson and finally caught up. Go me, I am still caught up. I'm so proud of that, not gonna lie. And this year's tackle is the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I read the Infernal Devices for the first time at the very end of last year, and now for this year my goal is to reread and finish up the Mortal Instruments series, because the only book I technically have left that I have to read is City of Heavenly Fire, and then after that I want to delve into the Dark Artifices, and my whole goal is to be caught up by the time Queen of Air and Darkness comes out in December. Can I make it? We'll see. So anyways, those are the only 2 books I read in January. Still kind of proud of myself, although I had already previously started these books at the end of December, so I didn't actually finish anything. I am currently in the middle of 5 books right now. I was like so proud of myself at the end of last year because I cleared out all of my currently reading books, so I was only down to 1 book, and I was like, yes, I'm so proud of myself. And now here we are at the end of January, and I already have 5 books marked as currently reading. Cycle never ends. This first book, codename Verity by Elizabeth Wynn. I know this was very popular a while back. I think a lot of people still like it. It takes place during World War II. We follow a British spy. Well, actually she's Scottish, but she's working for the British. A Scottish spy who has been taken hostage by the Axis powers, and they're making her retell her story and give crucial information so that they can take down the Allies. It's very interesting the way it's told, and I really like it, and you can definitely see that our main character really has strong feelings towards her friend slash the pilot who dropped her off, and just like the retelling of these stories, like you can really feel the pain of our main character, and I'm enjoying it. I'm only 145 pages in and I really want to finish it, but like I said, I just haven't had time for personal reading, and yeah, so it's getting put on the back burner. Hopefully I can get some reading done this weekend. Probably not though, because I've got a major project I need to do work on, and now I have a paper I have to write. I love my life. Next I have The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Maureen Johnson, and Sarah Reese Brennan. This is an anthology of stories surrounding Magnus Bane, because who doesn't love Magnus? I think he's a lot of people's favorite character. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. I've only read the first short story in here, so what I'm doing is I'm reading one of the short stories between each book I read, and hopefully that'll help spread it out. So far, I really enjoyed the first story, I have to say. Magnus fell, and Magnus, like the two of them together and their interactions really reminded me of me and my best friend Laura, because, you know, I feel like I'm kind of like Magnus in the sense like, hey, let's go do this like crazy adventure, and then like Laura like tags along, and then like at the end she's like, you're a fucking dumbass and I hate you, because now we're in deep shit. So I don't know, I just really loved it. I love Magnus, so I'm excited to see and read some of these other stories and get some more background on Magnus. I just really love Magnus, okay. Next, I have A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. This is book 2 in the Song of Ice and Fire series, or, you know, Game of Thrones, because everybody knows it by that name as the series. I'm only 80 pages into this, and I'm already enjoying it because shit was going down at the end of Game of Thrones, and now we're seeing the repercussions of that, and holy crap! The only thing I have to say, though, about this is, like, can somebody please just kill Joffrey off right now? Like, I can't deal with this child, and I get it, he's like the boy king, but like, somebody put this child in his place. Like, you're just letting him go around killing people left and right. And the next book I have is The Constant Gardener by John Le Carre. Let me just say, this was not a personal pickup. I actually am reading this for my novel writing class. And I'm struggling. I'm struggling really hard with this book. So this book, it takes place in Kenya, which really caught my attention. I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. It's like a murder, mystery, thriller type of thing. I don't know if I described that right, because I don't really read any murder, mystery, or thrillers, so I may have gotten that completely wrong, but you know, it's kind of what I'm picking up on it. Anyways, this is about a woman who was murdered, and we kind of basically follow her husband, who worked for some international department for the British government, and he was stationed over in Africa, and his wife did humanitarian work, and she ends up dead, and it's kind of them trying to figure out what happened, and him delving into some creepy stuff that maybe she shouldn't have been doing that got her in trouble. I'm enjoying this book, but I'm not at the same time. Like, I had no idea what this was, and then like I read like, you know, the description and everything. I was like, oh, this sounds interesting, and it takes place in Kenya. I have never read anything set in Kenya. Nothing fucking happens for the first 200 pages of this book. Like, it was so slow, and his writing style is very dense. Like, it takes me a moment to like kind of like process what he's saying, and I do not enjoy that. Like, I'm not a fan of his writing style, and I think that's partially why this book is really suffering, but I'm almost done. I have like less than 80 pages left, and I'm done with this book. I am on page 407, and the final book I am in the middle of is Up to Date by Susan Halter. This is actually the 8th book in a series, but I think all of the books is kind of a standalone. It deals with a different character in a different situation. They all, I guess, have a current running theme through all of the stories. And this one we follow our main character Ginger, who met this like really hot emergency doctor guy in a club one night, and then, you know, she's put that aside because she doesn't want to date him because she had a bad experience because her dad was an emergency doctor and he became an alcoholic and all that fun stuff. So it's kind of her dealing with that and him like trying to get with her, and honestly, I'm not really enjoying this book, but I'm already 66% of the way done, and I just kind of need something brain-numbing, because I read this like before my classes while I'm waiting like for class to actually start. So, and this is also a great way to help me also get more reading in, since I can't technically read a lot for pleasure right now. So far thoughts on this book, I don't really like it. Particularly Ginger's younger sister annoys the shit out of me. Like, I get it, she's the younger sister and she's supposed to be kind of irresponsible, but goddamn, Ginger, put your foot down. Put this child in her place. I feel like I've said that a lot. Put this child in their place, like, for everybody. Oh my god. Is that like my go-to line now? Probably. So, I don't know, and I just feel like a lot of, like, her reasoning makes sense, but, like, the way she's trying to deal with this I don't like. I don't know. I might make a review on this when I'm done, or I might just, like, spew all my thoughts about it in my February wrap-up, because hopefully I'll be done with it by then. So, anyways, those are the books I finished reading / am reading in January. Hopefully I can get some of these books finished next month, because, I checked my Goodreads goal the other day, and I think I'm, like, already 2 books behind. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Also, quick announcement, I meant to say this at the beginning of the video because I've been, like, planning this video out in my head for the last couple of days and I totally forgot. But some quick announcements for anybody who is going, like, lives in the North Texas area or whatever, or is planning on going to North Texas Teen Book Festival that's being held in Irving in the end of April. I will actually be there. I'm going with one of my friends. I'm super excited. Sandra Claire's gonna be there, and I'm definitely getting her to sign my 10th anniversary edition of City of Bones. So if anybody else is there, let me know. Let's, like, meet up or something. It'd be awesome. Also, I'm going to Canada in August, and I'm so excited. I have an internet friend who I met through a writing website when we used to write One Direction fanfiction, and we've kind of kept our contact since then. I think I met her early high schools when we kind of, like, introduced each other, and we Skype each other every once in a while, and we've been trying to figure out, like, one of us to go somewhere and, like, actually meet up in person. And so I'm actually going to Canada in August, and I'm actually gonna get to meet her and explore Vancouver, and I'm super excited, and I'm definitely planning on making a travel diaries vlog for that. Also, another event I will be attending is Dallas Comic-Con in the beginning of April. It's not technically called that. I think it's called Fan Expo, but I am going to that with my sister. It was her Christmas / birthday gift. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna cosplay. So since I'm doing that, get ready for some more Get Ready With Me videos, and I have another video that I'm gonna try and start filming this weekend. So it'll be interesting. I am definitely wanting to get into cosplay. It looks like a lot of fun, and I did it for a Harry Potter festival, and now I'm just like, I just want to do all the cosplay. So my small booktuber shout out for today is going to be Rebecca McPeak, because I found her a couple of months ago and she's just really adorable. She reads a lot of classic literature, which is really cool. My main genres I stick to are kind of like YA and, like, fantasy, and that's probably about it, but I do enjoy watching other booktubers who talk about genres outside of my comfort zone, and classics is definitely one of them. I love listening to her talk. She's an all-around adorable person, and you should totally check her out. Anyway, so that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Until then, I will see you guys tomorrow with the actual topic for Strikeback-a-thon. Bye!